Let's go. All right, guys, welcome back. Today we do have a very special guest, which is Bobby Ong, co-founder and COO at CoinGecko. You all know CoinGecko. They have been growing like crazy for the past few months. It feels like they are the number one, according to everyone who is right now in crypto looking for new coins. Still, CoinMarket, I think, is number one in terms of web traffic and rankings, but you guys are getting up there very, very quickly. And I know many people who use you as number one already. So, Bobby, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. Thank you very much for inviting me to come on the show.
So the first thing I really want to start with is to talk about the history. I've been looking at a Wayback Machine, how CoinGecko looked in 2013, how it looked like in 2015, and so on and so forth. So you've come a long way. So please give us some context. How did you guys decide to build CoinGecko? CoinMarket was there already, I guess, or maybe not. So how was the decision made?
Yeah, CoinMarketCap was started a few months before us, and it's got a good nostalgic feeling to see CoinGecko from 2014, 2015, so long ago. So yeah, give you a bit of a historical context. CoinGecko, I got into Bitcoin and started trading cryptocurrencies back in 2013 or so, and we wanted some sort of fundamental data in the crypto space. And back in those days, fundamental data means looking at social media statistics, how big is the community. And we still look at community these days, but in a different manner. So we want to know how big, like, the Facebook likes, how many Facebook likes, how many Twitter followers, how many Reddit subscribers, how active it was on Reddit back then. It was all about Reddit back then. And it was kind of hard to get all this information. So we thought, like, hey, all this information is available with API. Let's pull them in together and kind of put them onto a site. And the same thing we look at as well for development stats, how active a particular coin is on GitHub, like how many commits, how many likes, how many stars, how many pull requests, and so on. So all these things available on GitHub, and we kind of want to pull them together and put them onto a website. So that's what we did. We kind of have the trading volume, market cap of a coin, and then we have the social media stats, developer stats, and kind of put them all together and come up with a 360-degree overview of a particular cryptocurrency. And yeah, that was how CoinGecko got started. And over the years, we kind of learned what the market wants, what the market likes, and kind of changed and adapted and improved CoinGecko as we go along.
Yeah, and I feel that's your strength right now, especially during the past few months with this DeFi hype. You really managed to deliver what the market wants. For some reason, Bobby, your camera is frozen, but it's okay. It's okay. The conversation is the most important. But for me, the image is frozen. So let's try to fix. Maybe you can just plug in, plug out, and also it's important to note for all of you guys who are watching is that we're doing this on Saturday. So instead of the normal live show, we have this conversation with Bobby. And as you know, we've been interviewing CoinMarket in the past several times. So they're also amazing guys, and we have a great connection. And the thing that I've been noticing lately, as you know, for example, in my shows, I'm using only CoinGecko now because of the new coins and everything that is happening. And we don't even have any. So many people might say, hey, well, maybe you're sponsored by CoinGecko, but there's no real business connection at all between us. It's just the fact that you guys have been doing such a great job with new coins. So now the video is back. But at that time, did you felt that like you're behind? Because up until maybe March, I was still using only CoinMarketCap. I mean, March this year. And now I switched to CoinGecko. So did you feel that CoinMarket basically pulled ahead very quickly? How was the relationship in terms of usage between you and CoinMarket through the years?
Yeah, I mean, at the start when we started CoinGecko in April 2014, it was basically sort of a side project with my co-founder TM Lee and I. It was we kind of still have our day jobs, and we kind of we didn't expect the market to be this big. We kind of do it by the side. I think 2017, the bull market of 2017, 2018 completely changed our mind. We saw how big the crypto market is. Like, the traction that we received was amazing. And I think we only really started working full-time in CoinGecko in 2018, January 2018. And from that moment onwards, we started hiring our first staff. We've been pretty conservative in hiring people and started improving the product slowly but surely. And I think all the improvements that we put in from 2018 up to now, and once we have a team, has clearly shown. So at this point in time, we're still a pretty small team. If you think about it, we only have 16 full-time people working on CoinGecko, and we are looking for more people to expand the team and grow further. But for us, size is not the biggest factor, right? It's about the quality of people that we have. And I say that 16 people that we have over here, which is small, but we push a lot. And I think we started looking into DeFi earlier this year as well. I think since last year, actually, some of our guys look into DeFi. But our team and I, we put together this book called How to DeFi. We published the first book on decentralized finance at the start of the year, which was also a very basic book on how to use all the different DeFi protocols, things like Uniswap, Synthetics, Maker, and so on. We published a book in March, and then after that, DeFi kind of took off in like second quarter, third quarter, and then the rest is history, right? Like everything, we started adding all these coins and all these new platforms. Yeah, so you know the rest of the story. But we were really surprised at how DeFi. We knew DeFi is going to be important, but we were surprised at how big this DeFi thing became. And the DeFi space has developed so much since we published the book in March that we kind of need to write a version 2 of the book right now, because back then there was no liquidity mining, no yield farming and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting very crazy. And just a few months ago, nobody would have imagined. I think it really started with Compound when they released Comp token in June. And since June, we've been off to the races. And how does the listing process look like? Because you're adding coins left and right. As soon as I learn about a coin, it is on CoinGecko already. So how does that work? People just send in proposals, you look, or people can just post themselves? How does it look like?
Yeah, so at this point in time, CoinGecko is still a very centralized entity. We don't, the process is we have a request form, and most coins will have to fill out the request form, and then we add them. But then again, we are also, maybe you want to call it degen traders, degen yield farmers, if you want, if you may. We participate in all these DeFi protocols just because, I mean, it's good money, right? Who doesn't want to participate in all this alpha? So we participate, like we enjoy, we kind of like doing it. And when we see new coins, new farms, like we think that's useful, we kind of add them ourselves. So that's kind of the process for us. And that's why you see a lot of these coins on CoinGecko.
That's interesting. So you discover many of them yourself by using them and by farming and trying them out, and you have the pulse of the community that way, and you can list them. What has been the most challenging thing for you in terms of growth and scaling the operation? Was it finding people, just doing the technology? What has been the hardest thing?
Yeah, I think both, right? I mean, finding the right people and the technology. I think technology is not really, I mean, if you have the right people, the technology is not really the problem. So finding the people is the hard one. Finding people the right technical skills, that's one. And also like people, a lot of people, they may not really be in the crypto industry. So like when we bring on someone from a non-crypto background, there's always a lead time, a lag time to kind of train these guys up and get them up to speed. And at the end of the day, when we train someone up, like you must have the urge, the passion for crypto, because if you don't have the urge, it's very hard to stay up to date because things move so fast and it's a 24/7 market, right? So you kind of must learn to read white papers or learn about these new yield farms or anything that comes out on a weekend or at night. Yeah, so must have the talent, but also more importantly, must have the interest and the passion to do crypto.
And in terms of where this industry is heading, you have a very important insight because you know what people search, you know what people type, what they look at. And some of that is open to anyone. So you can always see top trending, most popular coins. What have you seen lately that maybe people don't know, that are not in CoinGecko? Is there any piece of information that you guys have an understanding about that everyone else doesn't, or you share everything you have?
Yeah, so our aim is to try to get as much of this information as we can to the public. So I think we started with the trending search at the start of the year. We put trending search and we thought it was kind of fun to know what is trending. Turns out the market really loves what the trending search.
Yes.
And we have a lot more data. The hard part about this trending search is that, whatever that gets measured sort of gets manipulated. So the tricky part for us now is that people know that this trending search gets a lot of attention. So they sort of want to manipulate this trending search. And that's something that we need to find ways how to kind of prevent these like cheaters from showing up on our trending search, right? So that's kind of the thing that we do. I think the trend, as you already know, is very clearly DeFi. So all the trending search, the top coins, the most popular coins, they're all those DeFi coins are the ones that are popular. And I think this will go on for some time. And the new yield farms and all, depending on on the coins, those get a lot of interest as well. But I think the hard part is also determining which is a scam, right? Some of these farms, they go out on an exit scam, and that's one of the things that we try hard to kind of see. Like we can't list every coin that we see because some of them do not have the liquidity or the volume, and they turn out to be a scam at the end of the day.
And how do you work with exchanges? Because that's another big problem that many people are seeing. They look up a coin and there is some Uniswap maybe, which is amazing, but also there is always this, weird exchanges that automatically list popular coins and you don't really know about the volume. And still today, I don't want to name names, but still today, both on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, you go there and you see these exchanges that many people really don't trust, but they're still kind of high up. So is that still a problem, or how do you view it?
Yeah, so this wash trading is definitely a big problem. We started thinking really hard about it last year, and I would say we are the first data aggregator to really solve this issue. We sort of take the view that because this market is not regulated, the trading volume is like, from the exchange's point of view, it's like whatever, right? Just report whatever they want, and they fake all this trading volume, and to us, this trading volume for non-regulated exchanges, they're just a guidance or suggestions, and you can't really trust them anymore because a lot of them are just faking these numbers. And sorting exchanges by trading volume is an okay way in a regulated market because you can't cheat your volume. But in a non-regulated market, people are sort of reporting whatever numbers they want, and this is no longer a good way to rank exchanges. So we thought that we need to use more metrics beyond trading volume, and we come up with this thing called a trust score, where it looks into the bid-ask spread, the order book depth, the web traffic estimates, cybersecurity scores, and a bunch of different metrics to sort of give a 360-degree overview of an exchange health, quality, and sort of rank them for each coin page.
Right. And that's also not an easy thing to do anyway, because a lot of that can also be manipulated. And sometimes I even see some strange exchanges have better score than Uniswap, for example. And Uniswap obviously is all on the blockchain, it's all on chain. So that is something I feel needs to be way improved across the board. And looking at where you are right now in the industry, you have a few competitors like, for example, CoinMarketCap, also CoinPaprika, and a few others. How do you view yourself in terms of differentiating? What would you say is the biggest difference between you and CoinMarketCap and you and Paprika, for example?
Yeah, so for example, we have one of the most comprehensive database. Whatever coins that you want, you'll be sure to find them on CoinGecko. I mean, if it's not on CoinGecko, just drop us a line. We'll evaluate them and we'll add them, right? So that's kind of like the guarantee that we have over here. So yeah, we have a lot of coins. I think the other thing is we are the first to really rank exchanges, sort out the wash trading exchanges. You can't really trust CoinMarketCap because obviously they are owned by Binance and they have a very strong tendency to put Binance and BNB as the number one coin exchange. We have an API that is used and is loved by a lot of people. We provide it for free. We think it's kind of like a thing that we need to do for the crypto community. We can't really charge money. We need to provide a free service for the community. So that's kind of a way of like supporting them and growing the industry. I think without a free API, it's just really, people will find it hard to kind of get this information to do their own analysis or to build the explorers. For example, API is used by MetaMask, MyWallet, MyCrypto, a lot of explorers, a lot of wallets, and that sort of helped build a more richer crypto experience for everyone in the space. So that's kind of like what we think. And we of course have
that API is insane. We use it in our academy as well to teach people how to just do web requests and build a copy of CoinGecko by just using the API of CoinGecko. That API is really generous because it's not only, okay, you get the dollar price, you can get the prices in all different fiat currencies and you can really get a lot. So I discovered it a few years back, and from the beginning I thought this will never remain free, but here we are several years later and it's still free. So is it gonna be free forever, or what is how much are you paying for that? I mean, everyone is doing so many requests, I guess, and so what is your real business motivation there, except for providing the service? But at the end of the day, if it's too expensive, it's too expensive.
It's still okay in the sense that we are using Cloudflare, and so a lot of the data is cache. So the data updates roughly once a minute. For most people, getting data updated up to once a minute is fine, but if you're looking to use that data to trade, that sort of API is not good for you because you need like tick level or second by second update. So but we want to keep a free API for forever. Actually, we don't want to charge like for the free API. At some point in the future, we will have a paid API, and that's for the businesses, right? Those that want second by second level updates. But for most people, most casual users, most developers, they don't really have the budget to pay for an API, and they don't want to pay for an API. And that's what we do. We're here to provide and support the crypto community, and that's where our API comes in place. In terms of cost, so far it's still okay for us to sustain this API. So our aim and our hope is to be able to provide this for free forever.
Nice. That's amazing. What kind of changes do you see in your industry? I mean, one change that I easily see is just the rise of Uniswap. Now you need to really be on top of all of the DEXs. What else is changing, and how is that really affecting you? The fact that now it's a lot of DEXs. Is it anything special you have to do technically, or it's as easy as with a centralized exchange?
Yeah, so the rise of DEXs is really quite a big challenge for us, because if you think about it, CoinGecko and the likes of other data aggregators, we are sort of built to support centralized exchanges and the data structure that centralized exchanges come back and provide. The rise of DEXs is very game-changing, because suddenly we are faced with a challenge of how do we adapt CoinGecko into to support a decentralized environment, decentralized exchanges. I mean, who would have thought that in 2020 Uniswap would be doing as much volume as Coinbase? Yeah. Like, I wouldn't have thought about it. If I had to make a bet, I wouldn't have made a bet at all. So like the industry has changed completely this year, and I think it's for the better. Like, the more people use DEXs, the better it is, because centralized exchanges comes with a lot of risk. So that's one of the biggest challenge for us. We had to find a way to re-architect our infrastructure to support all these DEXs and find a way how to support all these things, because a lot of these things are just like, we talk to the team and they say like, how do we get the data? Oh, just read from a chain. That's obviously not a very easy thing to do, but we have to find a way how to get the data anyways.
And is there any problems with this popularity of automated market makers? The fact that it's not an order book, it's liquidity pools. Does that affect, for example, how you calculate the bid and ask spreads and things like that, or it's basically the same? Is it affecting you?
Of course, it affects. So, I mean, in the traditional centralized exchange model, you can easily count the bid and ask. You can count the order book depth. Everything's very clear. But in the AMM model, it's very hard to get how much depth is in a particular coin. We had to use some workarounds to sort of get an estimate of how much depth is available at the 2% level for each of the trading pair, and then sort of get an estimate of how much by the bid and ask spread as well. So there is some work involved. It's not an easy thing, and we definitely need to find a way to how to adapt trust score in this for all these DEXs as well.
And currently, is all your team in Malaysia, or how do you work? Is it all remote? What is the structure of a crypto business like CoinGecko?
Yeah, so we actually hold quite a different view. So a lot of crypto businesses are very remote first, and the people are all across the world. Ours is quite the opposite. Every full-time team member is in our office in KL, Malaysia. And I'm actually right now in the office, and a lot of people in the office, but we have the flexibility of working from home or working flexible hours and all. But most people come into office daily, and we have discussions and all. It's quite a different environment. It's all very office-centric over at this point in time. We think that
Why have you chosen that?
We believe that there is benefit to having face-to-face discussion, and it helps to move things faster because of the close proximity that you have with your colleagues and all. So that's sort of the reason why we kind of go along with this method at this point in time. Maybe in the future we will have some sort of a remote. Some employees will be remote, but at this point in time, it's fully office-based at this point in time.
Interesting. In our team, we're debating this all the time as well. We have a few guys in the office, we have a few guys remote, but I understand the advantages of the office. We were also discussing, everyone is here, you have the coffee machine, you have this bonding and connection. But at the same time, it's also very restricting because the talent is worldwide. And especially, as you say, if you have a specialist that is not in crypto, but he's still a specialist, you need to educate them about crypto. And many of them, they might be looking at crypto as some kind of, shady business still. And it's so annoying. Instead, it's better to have someone who is super pumped about cryptocurrencies and about this whole industry. So have you experienced that? Or Malaysia and your region is such a big hub for tech that you don't even experience that problem?
Yeah, it's the same issue that you face. Like hiring developers are tough, and a lot of developers, they have heard of crypto, and the perception, the first thing that comes to mind is crypto is a scam. So yeah. So that's the exact same thing that we face, and it's a challenge, but it's just something that we have to, educate and hopefully get the right people. But you're right. At some point, we'll reach a stage where it's just going to be hard trying to hire more in Malaysia, and we have to consider remote, and that's probably some time that we have to consider. Not saying that we wouldn't do it, but at some point, because remote work comes with different challenges. You must have top-notch project management tools, top-notch communications, things that you take for granted in office, like this face-to-face communication, you have to really put in place in a remote-first working environment.
What's happening in Malaysia otherwise? I think Etherscan is also from Malaysia. Is it a big crypto hub? How would you describe it?
So Etherscan is in Malaysia. There is also a head office for Luno, which just got acquired by DCG. So Luno has a license exchange in Malaysia. The Securities Commission of Malaysia has given out 3 crypto licenses to run exchanges. So there are 3 legal entities running crypto exchanges, but they can only trade limited number of coins. So the government's quite progressive. But more I would say is that there's a group of really passionate Malaysian users, and these guys end up like me, Etherscan guys, and then we end up building a product for the crypto world because we are avid users in the space.
Are you yourself from Malaysia, or you moved there to be in crypto?
I'm from Malaysia. I was born here. I'm a Malaysian. Pretty much grew up my entire life in KL. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I was in Malaysia last year. It's a fantastic country. So we were in Singapore, then went to Malaysia, and I did experience this crypto community as well. And we were at the event with UN and guys from crypto community. So that was a very nice experience, and it did feel like you guys have a lot of things going on. How would you compare Malaysia to Singapore, or Malaysia to some other place in Asia, like Hong Kong maybe, in terms of doing crypto business? Is Malaysia this spot in Southeast Asia for crypto, or how would you say?
So Singapore is definitely the hub for crypto, fintech, or startup in Southeast Asia or Asia in general, right? Everybody, if you want to raise money, you go to Singapore, you start a tech company. But I think Malaysia is an interesting choice. You have this core group of users who really understand crypto. You have this community who, if you don't know, you can talk to anyone in the community, and everyone's really helpful. It all started with the mining. A lot of miners at the start of days, and then sort of kind of graduated to other things. But yeah, I think Malaysia's interesting. There's local tech talent. You can find them. Obviously, it's not so simple. It's not like you just go out and bring the talent. But I think doing business in Malaysia is interesting, I would say. So yeah, and also I'm from Malaysia, so I definitely want to come back to my home. And I think in crypto is interesting, right? I mean, if you ask me, could I start a global tech company from Malaysia maybe 10 years ago? The answer was no. But I think crypto enables all these things, because now you can kind of reach the world without being in Silicon Valley itself. You can you can build a global product from anywhere in the world. And it's the same for you. It's the same for me. I think the internet and crypto democratizes this thing entirely.
And it's so fascinating. So many businesses have started in crypto and already are super, super big, worth hundreds of millions, if not billions. And I think we saw Blockfolio recently do an exit, CoinMarket did an exit. So the speed of this industry is insane. And there are not a lot of many such industries to pick, except for crypto, to have these possibilities. What did you do before CoinGecko, though? You said that you really went full time in 2017. Before that, it was side project. How was your background built up so that you could start CoinGecko and really make it a success?
Yeah, so long story short, I graduated with a background in economics, with a degree in economics from University College London. I was actually sponsored there as a student by this company in Malaysia. So this conglomerate, when I graduated, I came back and I had to sort of work for a few years with the company. So I was doing digital marketing for this conglomerate in the property development arm, and I guess the experience doing some sort of digital marketing for the company sort of help and translate into CoinGecko as well. My co-founder is a computer science graduate from Purdue University. So I think econs marketing background with a CS computer science background kind of put together, and kind of the two of us sort of formed the backbone and sort of grew CoinGecko to where it is, using our skills and kind of help take it where it is today.
And looking at the search engine optimization, you said that you had experience with digital marketing. How important was that? Or is it mostly that people just remember CoinGecko.com? Because I just go to CoinGecko.com. I never Google it. So would you say that you are reliant on Google a lot and other search engines, or is just the community that knows, okay, CoinGecko.com, and they go directly?
I would say it's both. It's both. So I think at the start back in 2014, SEO has been a key focus for us even from the early days. And competition for keywords were not high back then. It was pretty easy to get. There were not that many people competing for the keywords, so we took advantage of that and kind of ranked pretty highly over the years. And sort of SEO is one of those things where you invest and it kind of grew over time, right? So yes, we do get a lot of traffic from search engines, but also lately a lot of people just go to CoinGecko from this word of mouth, this direct, like people form habits and go to CoinGecko. Like, okay, let's go to CoinGecko and check. So we do get a lot of this traffic these days, increasingly so lately.
Yeah, and the habit is a big thing, because for me it was very difficult to leave CoinMarketCap. It worked fine, fantastic, and even though CoinGecko also looked amazing, it was just not a habit, and it looked a bit different. But then the real problem was that the coins were not on CoinMarketCap, so I had to switch, and it was within a few weeks you already had everything switched. So right now I cannot go back to CoinMarketCap. Now you have the habit of CoinGecko. So habit is the key word in my mind, and it is difficult to break. I know many people, as soon as they type C in their iPhone or Android or search engine, they get CoinMarketCap. So they just, C, enter. And now for me, it's been like that as well, but now C is CoinGecko, so it's very quickly. In terms of the future, where you guys are going, how would you describe it? What is the next step for you? Is it going to be just going deeper into DEXs, adding more stuff in terms of all of the smart contracts that are trading with each other? Is it something else? How would you say the future is?
Yeah, definitely. That's the way that we want to go. We want to go deep into all these things. I think we recently launched our portfolio. So it's now a very basic, simple portfolio. It's manually entered, but that's probably something that we want to focus and kind of grow there, because there's a lot of interest in portfolio management, portfolio tracking. Also, I think this DeFi space is still very underexplored. There's a lot of data in this DeFi space. So how do we go out, getting the data and putting them together in a way that's easy to understand is something that we want to work on as well. I think data is everywhere. Making sense of the data is another thing, right? How to collect the data and how to make sense of it is something that we hope we can do a better job at helping the market.
How do you see these websites like DeFi Pulse, DApp Radar? There are many of these niche aggregators. Is that something that you want to bring to your platform as well? Or you mostly focus on price, liquidity, financial data?
So yeah, we definitely are focused on price and volume market cap data. But we've seen the rise of DeFi Pulse and the DApp Radar and so on. I think DeFi Pulse has pretty much carved a unique niche by itself because of this TVL metric that it uses. So it comes to a stage where we actually took DeFi Pulse TVL data and put onto CoinGecko, and we go one level beyond that, right? Because DeFi Pulse just looks into TVL, total value locked. We look at ratios like market cap over TVL to see whether the particular DeFi coin is overvalued or undervalued. You can kind of make your own judgment and compare it across CoinGecko. We also started doing a fully diluted valuation for each coin, because you can see what's the maximum supply of a coin and then like count the fully diluted valuation. So that's something that we started doing as well. Obviously, it's a lot of work to do across all the coins, so we are slowly adding it for more and more coin. But those are things that we started doing, and we hope that the things that we do makes it easier for users to kind of look and compare quickly between all the different coins, to look at the TVL over market cap ratio, their full diluted valuation, and so on.
I also saw that you guys integrated into the block these different metrics for bullish, bearish, and into the block they also have a bunch of other metrics with on-chain analysis. There are also other platforms like Glassnode also looking at on-chain analysis and doing different indicators based on movements of coins and so on and so forth. Is that something that you feel is important for CoinGecko as well to do on your own, or you will just integrate mostly with others?
Yeah, it's mostly a combination of like whatever data that we can do to get ourselves or to partner with things. I think Into the Block does some really superb analysis on some of the things, very deep analysis, a lot of AI, machine learning stuff. So I talk to them quite often and try to find a way how to work together. But there's a lot of work, and there's always a balance, trying to balance what is the right amount of information to provide to crypto users. Not everyone's like a super crypto at once crypto user like you and me, who understand all this metric. For a lot of people, like these things are just confusing. And how do we balance between the new users and advanced users? That's the hard part, I would say.
Also, recently you added this interesting feature with the contract copy. I can copy the contract address. And it's a very nice feature, but at the same time, it's a lot of responsibility, because if someone hacks the website and replaces the contract address and then tricks everyone into treating the fake coin as the real coin, it's catastrophic. So do you guys get a lot of these hacks, attacks? How is that looking like? Are you constantly under attack and you have to improve defenses all the time, or you feel that still it's quite okay?
I think it's okay at this point in time. We are very vigilant about this feature. So we knew what we want in CoinGecko. We wanted this copy function, because what ends up happening was kind of a pain trying to go to a Block Explorer, copying the thing, and then like, why don't we just make it easy? I mean, the data's already on CoinGecko anyways. So we kind of put this out, and then the moment we put it out, we put out a tweet, and then it's like, we started getting cold shoulders. Like, we were really scared, like because of all the reasons that you brought up just now.
Yeah.
So like, we were like so scared about this, but then it turns out that everybody likes this feature so much. We saw the retweet counter started going up like a lot, like in the hundreds every minutes. So we kind of decided, okay, this feature is going to stay. Like, everybody loves this too much, and we kind of have to put in place measures to prevent this kind of problems from happening. So we kind of told all our guys to really be careful whenever there's changes in the contract addresses and website. Like, this has to be extra due diligence, needs to be pay attention to, because otherwise there could be potential risk. But also, you should also know that like you should always cross-check if at all possible, not just rely 100% on CoinGecko before. But we know what users are doing. They just copy and paste, and
they copy.
Yeah. But yeah, we do our best, and we hope that wouldn't happen.
Yeah. But it's good that you guys have the feature, because when people ask me, oh, is this the correct address? I will say, go to CoinGecko. They have the answer, so they can go and check that address. But yeah, it's scary, because people in the space, because it's all open financial ecosystem, there's so much room for scammers, and maybe not scammers, but just exploiters. People just looking at smart contracts all the time, trying to find the bug. If they obviously find the bug in whatever software that they can abuse, they will, because it's money basically on the internet. You can take it, and there's no way to get it back. So it's completely natural, and that's why I think the products that are built here are really world-class in terms of security, in terms of operation, because there's no other industry where you're under such constant threat. And that's why I think DeFi will be so huge, because if it survives this madness that it is in right now, it's being born into this madness. If it survives and grows, then the traditional financial ecosystem cannot even compete long-term. What is your view on the crypto market as a whole now, 2020, 2021? How far do you think we're gonna come in the next few years in terms of replacing or supplementing maybe the traditional financial space?
Yeah, I'm definitely very bullish. I think we are entering a very bullish 2021. This is kind of like laying the foundation for a bullish 2021. So I think 2021 is really going to be really exciting. We've gone through like 2 years of bearish cycle. I'm surprised that the bull market was some sort happening now in 2020. I thought it would happen next year. So yeah, definitely bullish. Eventually, at some point, it will crash and burn like what it did in 2018 and what it did in 2014. Then we'll go through 2 and 3 more years of cycle. But the baseline will always be higher than what it was previously. And then every cycle will bring us closer towards taking over the traditional financial market. And as you said, like the more this is tested, the more DeFi is better tested, the stronger it becomes, and it gains more confidence, because everyone's constantly attacking this DeFi contract, right? Because there's so much money there, it just makes so much sense to do it.
What about the gas fees? Have you been following that? I mean, obviously you're using DeFi, so what is your view on that? Do you think that the DeFi space needs to go to layer 2, to Cosmos, to Polkadot, to other blockchains?
Yeah, so I think so the DeFi, the gas cost has gone up crazy, right? So we really need layer 2 scalability solutions on Ethereum. Otherwise, we can't be paying 500 GUI gas. Otherwise, it just doesn't make any sense, because you farming and all is cool, but it only benefits the whales. It doesn't benefit the small timers who only have like $100 and you want to get like 1,000. There is no way that you can participate in any of these yield farming with only $1,000, because you lose all the yield from the gas. So we need layer 2 solutions. But what surprised me is that everything is sort of happening on Ethereum, which is for the benefit, for the good of the Ethereum community. But I thought by now we would see other layer 1 solutions try to come out and challenge Ethereum, but there is just no developers enough to form the DeFi and all these other solutions. So I think most DeFi applications will stay on Ethereum for the foreseeable future, and hopefully layer 2 will come in place to bring the gas price low. We definitely need it to go down.
Right, I think it's all about MetaMask, to be honest, what they will implement. Because if they add some layer 2 capabilities, so it's easy to take your normal ETH, put it on layer 2 in MetaMask with one click, people will do it, and then developers will do it. But that's the problem now, that no real wallet that is big is supporting layer 2. It's kind of like when exchanges did not support Segwit for years and years and years. So I'm afraid that this might take longer than people expect, and hopefully it will be soon enough. And finally, you know, we are heading into bull market. I think if you are in this industry and you don't believe that we are in a bull market, I'm not sure why you're here. So I think many people just wait for it. What kind of measures do you take to really be able to survive it, but also use all of the opportunities? So for example, in the last bull market, many exchanges could not take all the opportunities because they could not just onboard users. I remember when Binance was basically closed to new signups, and you had to buy a Binance account somewhere on Reddit for $5,000 just to start trading because you could not register. So do you guys do anything in order to kind of scale up, make it more robust? Do you take any special measures because we have a new bull market coming up?
Yeah, definitely agree. We are in the bull market. If this is not a bull market, I don't know what that is. Yeah. So yeah, we have definitely scaled up. Like we have doubled all our servers in the past couple of weeks or so, just to be prepared. Like our traffic sort of doubled as well. I think if you want to compare from the start of the year, we sort of have 5x the amount of traffic that we did. So from the start of the year, so we definitely doubled all our server capacity to prepare for this market. And yeah, I think the real bull market hasn't arrived yet, because what we are seeing now is this existing crypto community getting very excited about all these different altcoins mooning, but the non-crypto guys haven't really come in a big wave yet, and that will happen when Bitcoin hit its all-time high again. So when Bitcoin goes above $20,000, that's when all things gonna go crazy again. Like right. All the newcomers will come in, and then they all these different coins, and then that's when things go crazy.
But that's interesting. Sorry to interrupt. That's an interesting thing you said, that mainly it is the current community. And when you say that it increased 5x during this year, is it still lower than 2018 times, or how what is the percentage? Like how far are you from all-time high in traffic?
Yeah, so compared to what our CoinGecko's traffic from its all-time high, we are roughly about 50% from the peak in 2017, 2018. So yeah, so we are about 50%, but I think mainly also because we get a lot more traffic from the community switching to us as well. So maybe if you were to put in terms of the bull cycle, maybe I would say we added, if you were to normalize it, maybe around a 25% mark relative to the bull cycle.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, these are just some estimates that I have in mind. So I think we still have, the real bull market hasn't arrived yet. So 2021, hopefully.
Because that is also what I see. I don't see a lot of new people joining, looking at just YouTube analytics and statistics. It's mostly the current community that has gone into sleep for 2018, 2019, and now they're waking up. And it's many of the same guys who did some project in 2017. Now they're back to do a DeFi project in 2020. And in terms of investors, it's looking the same. And as you say, when Bitcoin goes to all-time high and all media starts really reporting, mainstream media reporting, that's when we will see a new influx. Yeah. That being said, Bobby, this was a true pleasure. Any final remarks, any final words to our audience?
Yeah, always be careful when dealing with DeFi contracts. Do be careful. Do try to check. And if you have any suggestions on how to improve CoinGecko, feel free to reach out to me or to any of my team members on CoinGecko. And I guess last thing is use CoinGecko.
But I have a suggestion. You know, I'm collecting candies. I have 2,480 candies. The problem is that I need to restart at 10. You know, I reach day 7, I get 100. Then it restarts at 10. It would be nice if you could continue, because I've been through this loop a few times now. I go to 100, then restart from 1. Go to 100, restart from 1. It would be nice to add more stuff to gain, like maybe different levels and stuff. Has this feature, by the way, added a lot to your retention? Because I feel that I'm using it a lot just to, you know, get the streaks. Do you feel that as well with other users, that it's really adding a lot of retention and usage?
Yeah. I think it's been great for CoinGecko with this candy feature. A lot of people like collecting candies, and You're right. Like we are aware of the issue. Like we wrote this out quickly to kind of move this fast. We know the problem about after 7 days you start from 10 points again. So we are thinking of ways how to improve the experience, and we are actually, developers are actually working on a solution to kind of make this better, and there will be more improvements coming. So more things coming, more things in the store. Everything will be improved soon.
I love this feature because it's so simple. Like you just, 10, 20, the collecting candies, but it's with human mind, we like such things. When we have a streak, we don't want to break it. So I think it's like return on effort that you get just by having this simple thing. It's very large. So good work there. That being said, Bobby, thanks a lot for being here. Truly a pleasure. Guys, hope you enjoyed. If you have more questions to Bobby, leave them in the comment section. We may have another interview in the near future as well, as this was very nice. And that being said, Bobby, have a great day and goodbye. Thanks a lot for being here.
Thank you.